All right, Shalom. I'd like to say all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Barakakwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders, a great millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel scattered abroad. It's your brother Zakar Kassad coming to you with another lesson. Now I want to speak about this woman who got arrested, for driving her car, into the ISGPK building here in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm in Bloomington, but this was done in Indianapolis, Indiana. I want to speak about pretty much the hypocrisy of Esau Edom in these articles, because this has went through the whole world pretty much, this situation, and through the whole world. We can look up this. I'll just copy and paste this. I'll copy and paste this real quick, or do a quick search. Now this didn't hit NBC News. It's didn't hit AP News, Washington Post, all these news stations, right? USA Today, Fox News, Huffington Post, all saying the same thing. New York Post. Now, New York Post seems like the only one to be calling the woman a terrorist. But I guarantee you, and all these other ones, the Messenger, Outkick, this is all across the world right now. USA Today. Let's just click on another one. And let's read these articles to check out the rhetoric of Esau Edom. Because what we're seeing is the so-called white man is clearly trying to, come up with the kind of scheming on, throwing it out there that the black Hebrew Israelites, which we're not black, that the black Hebrew Israelites are a hate group, according to the Southern Poverty Law Group or something like that. But it just goes to show you how they have a deceitful tongue. Now you may have Israelite groups out there that are display themselves as dangerous, but we're not all like that. See what Esau Edom's doing, so-called white man, is trying to group us all together. I want to get this scripture real quick. This is Psalms 109:1. And it says, hold not thy peace, O God, my peace. It says, hold not thy peace, O God, of my peace, of my praise. For the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are open against me. They have spoken against me with a lying tongue. Now you see, this is what we see going on. See what Esau Edom's trying to do is create the narrative, and take the blame away from the lady, actually. The lady who drove her car into this school, mind you, with children inside. They're not calling her a terrorist. They're not saying that she did anything wrong, really. I guarantee you that she's probably out of jail right now. It says, one adult, a 7-month-old baby, and 3 children under the age 3 were inside the school when the crash occurred. None were injured. Now this is on USA Today. I'm looking up here to see where they asked actually say that the lady committed a terrorist attack. They say it was a hate crime. This is terrorism, clearly, man. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to paint the narrative so that it'd be okay ultimately for other people to attack Hebrew Israelite camps. It says woman purposely crashed car into what she thought was a Jewish school, Indiana police say. Okay. It says a woman was arrested for intentionally driving her car into what she thought was a Jewish school in Indiana, authorities said. Now, this article is going throughout the whole United States, man. And in this article that's going throughout the whole United States, probably like one or two news stations say that she committed a terrorist attack. Was not this a terroristic attack? Okay. They say it's a hate crime, but then they say that the Israelites are a hate group. So does that make it okay for this lady to attack another hate group just because? Now, if it was a real what they call it, the synagogues and stuff like that, then they would call it a terrorist act. But they're just calling it a hate crime now. You see the hypocrisy? It says Ruba Omag the 34 drove her Chevy Impala into an Israelite school of practical knowledge in Indianapolis at about 11:30 p.m. Friday, according to the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department. She was later arrested and faces charges of criminal recklessness, according to jail records. It says, okay, one adult, a 7-month-old baby, and 3 children under the age were inside the school when the crash occurred. Okay, so kids was in there. So she was later arrested and faces preliminary charges of criminal recklessness, according to jail records. Now, where's the charges? Where's the charges of committing a terrorist act? Where are those charges at? So basically the lady's out of jail right now. Okay? They're trying to make it seem like the lady, was going through an emotional state. Like it says here, it says suspect watched war coverage when she planned the crash. Now, this was a planned attack, like a terrorist act. Suspect watched war coverage when she planned the crash, police say. It says the lady told police she watched TV news coverage of the Israel-Hamas war and decided to plan. That's premeditated. That's a premeditated attack, man. That's a terrorist attack. When she decided to plan an attack by crashing into the Indianapolis building, according to the affidavit. She told officers she was watching the news and couldn't breathe anymore. Okay, so they're making it off. They letting this lady off, man. After she done premeditated murder, pretty much, man. That's attempted murder. But that's how they do. If it was a Jake, they would have shot it. They would have shot the lady up, or the guy up, or whatever. If it was one of you Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, you'd have been shot the fuck up, man. You'd have been, they wouldn't have said nothing about your health or nothing. You couldn't have told them nothing about how you was upset about the coverage and none of that, man. You'd have been just dead probably, man, on the scene. You would have been in jail. You ain't never getting out. But this is how they do. They're totally almost taking the blame away from the woman and blaming it on the Israelites, man. It says she told officers she was watching the news and couldn't breathe anymore, according to a news release. She referenced her people back in Palestine. Okay. It says the lady's vehicle had rear end damage and she admitted to crashing her vehicle on purpose into the building. Look at these words, on purpose, while speaking with her sister during the courtesy call after her arrest, according to affidavit. Police said the building had been purposely damaged several times in the past. The Indianapolis Jewish Community Relations Council said there isn't a current threat to Indianapolis Jewish community, but people should remain careful. Although a Jewish facility was not targeted solely due to ironic misidentification, this is yet another reminder to maintain security protocols, remain vigilant in suspicious activity, and to report the same promptly to the appropriate authorities. A statement from the Jewish Community Relations Council reads, see, they're trying to protect these people, man. They totally forgot that there was kids in the building. They don't care nothing about the kids being in the building. They charged her with criminal recklessness instead of attempted murder. And they're putting it out there that, hey, at least it wasn't a Jewish synagogue. So being that it's not a Jewish synagogue, you could probably do it again and keep getting away with it. You see what I'm saying? So this is the rhetoric that they push. Nothing in here about a terrorist act, man. But they like to say stuff like this. It says, the Anti-Defamation League considers the ISUPK an extreme and anti-Semitic sect of Black Hebrew Israelites. Okay, so why did they put this in here? Right? It says, who believe that they are the only true BHI group because of Todd's early organization. Some Black Hebrew Israelites adherents assert that white people are agents of Satan, Jews are liars and false worshipers of God, and blacks are racially superior and the only true chosen people. Okay? So why'd they put all that in there? Why'd they put all that in there? That's why the scriptures say in Psalms 109:2, for the mouth of the wicked and the mouth of the deceitful are open against me. They have spoken lies against me with a lying tongue. Okay? Lies against me with a lying tongue. Let's look up this word, hypocrite. Okay? Because they know we ain't did nothing to nobody. And we ain't those, we're not ISUP, we're not like you guys wearing all black and carrying guns or whatever the hell you other groups be doing, man. We just keeping it cool. But this is the hypocrisy of Esau Edom. It says, hypocrite, false pretender to virtue of religion. Is that the word that I want? Hypocrite, pretender, dissembler, Hypocrisy, that's what I wanted. It says the sin of pretending to virtue or goodness. They're pretenders, man. They sit here and protected that woman in all these ads that they pushed all through the United States. They protected the woman and placed blame on the Hebrew Israelites, right? Talk about the Southern Poverty Law Center says that this is a hate group. And what about the woman that committed terroristic act whenever kids were inside the building? You see the hypocrisy? But it must be so. Okay? Like the scriptures say, there's going to be persecution. And it don't matter how good we are, and it don't matter, man. That's why you see these Israelites coming out the woodwork, popping up with agent activity, carrying guns. The Hebrew, what's that called? The Hebrew Defense Unit. Another dude called Yahushua, Army of Yahushua. Okay. All these groups, these hypocrites pretending to be Hebrew Israelites, man. Set up by Esau Edom to blame the ministry, man. We've been seeing an uptick in these things, man. Dudes coming out of nowhere, trying to get the ministry blamed, going back to the Wi-Fi and the Chief Ephraim thing, man. The large meeting in Chicago and all these, everybody's wearing all black. The pull-up boys. All these things are happening for a reason. And as you can see, all these articles that came out, right, of this lady, right? Let me look it up again. Running this, okay? All these articles, that's the NBC News, the AP News, everywhere you go. Washington Post, it's everywhere. And every single news article, they're talking about how the Hebrew Israelites are a hate group instead of talking about how this lady committed a fucking terrorist act, man. You see what I mean? Washington Post. Woman drives into building she thought was an Israel school. So basically they're saying, well, you could do it to the black Hebrew Israelites all day. You can't do it to... We're just lucky that it wasn't one of our schools. That's what they're saying, man. Psalms 109:3, and it says, they compass me about also with words of hatred. Yeah, saying that we're a hate group. Saying all these false things about us. We just speak the Bible, man. You guys are a hate group. You get mad whenever we bring up that your people put us into slavery. Anybody who put another people into slavery and hung them up from trees and trying to get rid of it from the school systems, that's hatred. Trying to get rid of black history because you feel bad about it and you don't want nobody to teach it no more. That's a fucking hatred. If I don't know what hatred is. trying to erase our history. Okay? This is Psalms. Let's go to some of these Psalms, man. This is Psalms. Yeah. Psalm 64:2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, man. Okay, see what they're doing is they're trying to make a play to set up the ministry, man, to get the ministry blamed. This article went through the whole world pretty much, and the whole idea was getting the blame away from the lady and placing the blame on the Hebrew Israelites, man, and basically saying that, hey, at least it wasn't one of our Jewish synagogues, so basically you can go ahead and do what you want to the Hebrew Israelites. This lady got charged with criminal recklessness instead of being charged with a terroristic act. Psalm 64:2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. That's what we're praying. See, they have this secret counsel to take us out, man. That's why they got you in the ghettos. They destroy your, the family structure, the man out of the house. They give the woman Section 8 and HUD housing and shit, and they tell her that she can't have a man around. Therefore, the kids grow up without a father. Okay? A father brings discipline into a household, man. Kids end up in jail, and then the cycle repeats. The women grow up to be whores. This is genocide against our people. So everything Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, does is a genocide against you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. They literally plan these things out. Let me go to another one of these Psalms real quick. Let's go to Psalms 2:1. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Now, our bands are to the Lord. Okay, so they're against the Lord and against his anointed, against his people. You Hebrew Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, they're against you. Setting up traps for you around every single corner, man. They say, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Now, our cord is to the Lord. That's why they're trying to cut away our cord from us. They want you to worship Baphomet, man with man and woman with woman. They're pushing it heavy on your children. It's a genocide, man. They poison your food, poison your water. Those people in Flint, Michigan, they still ain't got no new water, man. And that's been almost like 10-something years ago. You get government food, government cheese, all types of processed food. The food has drugs in it, man, and different carcinogen, cancer-causing chemicals, rat poison in the cereal. So it's all a plot, a scheme to take out you tribes, man. Psalm 64:3, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. And what's their tongue? Their laws, their decrees, different things that they do. They whet their tongue like a sword. You see all these articles popping up. That's their tongue. Woman arrested after driving into building she thought. And the thing about it with this, this lady premeditated this. And they're only charging her with reckless endangerment. What they say they charging her with? It didn't say nothing about it in this article. There was kids in the house and everything. Let's look it up, man. Let's look it up. See what Fox News said about it, or somewhere else. Let's see what these other people said about it. NBC News. Woman arrested after driving car in an Indianapolis building she thought was an Israel school. So articles like this is examples of them wetting their tongues, man. That they may shoot at the perfect. So she told them that she premeditated this. This is an act of terrorism, but they can't help it but they don't call her a terrorist, but they call us a hate group. They say anti-white, anti-Semitic, anti-LGBT, xenophobic, misogynic since the 1960s. Damn, man. What about this lady? What about this lady, man? You see? Anyway, we see the rhetoric. Psalm 64:3, who whet their tongue like a sword. That article is a clear example. And that article's going throughout the United States right now. And who runs the media? Those so-called JOO people. It says who whet their tongue like a sword. That's a clear example. They couldn't charge the lady with terrorism. They charged her with reckless endangerment. I'm going to keep looking into it. But the main point of the whole article that nobody can hide away from is that they say that the BHI, so-called Black Hebrew Israelites, are a hate group and all this other bullshit. And the lady thought that she was doing it to a Jewish synagogue. So what about the lady being charged with terrorism, man? No, they don't say that in these articles. They place extreme heaviness on the fact that the so-called Hebrew Israelites are a hate group, instead of on the fact that the lady could have killed children that were inside of that building. The wicked is clearly being revealed, man. The wicked is clearly being revealed. Let me go to this 2 Thessalonians and I'll close it out. What's today? Is the 8th? 6:33, November 8th. 6:33 in the morning, right? Okay. Second Thessalonians 2 and 8, and it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, and his rhetoric, they clearly place the blame on the Hebrew Israelites instead of on the woman in these articles, man. And this article is being, that's why everybody's against those JOOs over there. Everybody's seeing this war. Everybody's looking at you, man. You're being revealed. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, man. The spirit of his mouth is his prophets. And we speak in this place down. We knocking the buildings down. We knocking this place down, man. With that great shout, that voice of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And then the Lord going to finish it off. It says, and then shall that wicked Esau Edom, the so-called white man, these damn devils, man, painting a picture that we're the bad guys, but this lady, she's okay. She can, you know, she just thought it was a Jewish school. So does that make it okay? 1 + 1 is 2 to me. So basically these articles are saying that it's okay to run your car into a Hebrew Israelite school. They're totally letting this lady off. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Yeah, this is a lying wonder. They sitting lying, acting like they about to, like when you read the article at first, you would think that they're about to get on this lady. You click on the article and you start reading, and you would think that from the headline that they about to charge this lady with terrorist act. But as soon as you get into the article, you started realizing how from the outside looking in, the outside looks like, yeah, this lady about to go to jail and she about to be charged with terrorism. But when you get on the inside, it's like, hold up, man, what's going on? What happened to the lady? Why ain't she getting charged? Why is everybody talking about how the Hebrew Israelites are such a bad people? That's a lying wonder. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So that's a lying wonder, man. That's a lying wonder. Associated Press. This article is everywhere, man. And none of them is charging the lady that says Monday the Marion County Jail she got charged with preliminary charge of criminal recklessness. Criminal recklessness, that's all. That's all she was charged with? Are you serious? That's all she was charged with. Anyway, man, with that, I like to say shalom.